everyone, my name's Melissa Strange and welcome to another episode of For the Love of Drag. Today we're going to be talking about RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9, episode number 6, also known as Snatch Game, also known as the episode that we basically all wait for all season long because we know it's coming and we know it's going to be epic, and it totally helps us decide, you know, which team we're really on, because usually Snatch Game kind of makes or breaks some of our favorites, you know what I'm saying? I think you know what I'm saying. But this episode actually started off with the post-Eureka elimination, but it wasn't elimination, it was a dismissal, because she will be back season 10 if she wants to be, which I think she does. And Pheromone is super upset to see her her new drag sister Eureka go home. They've grown really close so far in the competition, so she's just really gutted to see one of her friends leave. Before we move on though, usually I comment on one of your comments at the end of my video. I'm actually going to comment on it right now because it has to do with the post-Eureka elimination thing. So here we go. Today's commenter is Shay Amari. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm sorry. And Shay says, do you think Eureka only did all that apologizing because she knew she'd be going home? Like if she went to a doctor, they legally have to inform her of her condition as soon as they can. So do you think her final turnout was a produced decision to her story arc in a positive light? And then, also probably gonna pronounce this wrong, Bethsaida Rupaul'S replied to Shay's comment saying, I think she apologized because she knew her shit was going to be on TV and didn't want to get in trouble at home. Now, the reason why I picked this comment is because there's things out of both of the things you just said that I totally agree with. I think she definitely apologized because she knew that it was going to be aired on TV and she didn't want to come across being, you know, rude. And so she's smart. She's like, look, I've seen all these other seasons. They're totally going to make me look like a bad guy. Let me apologize. But also, it could help her story arc in that she was being mean to everybody, and then, you know, now she's friendly and apologizing and trying to, like, fix her problems that she might have caused while being herself, I guess. So that part I totally think she did because, not because she thought she was going to leave, but because she thought that she might come across as being, you know, not nice on TV. And then as for what Shay's saying about the doctor, I totally 100% agree. As somebody personally who has literally had those knee injuries that Eureka had, I've done on both of my knees. I remember the doctor telling me, I was going on a plane the next day and the doctor was like, you're not going on your trip. And I was just like, no, I'm going on my trip. I don't care. Give me the painkillers, wrap it up, put me in a wheelchair. And I did, and I went on a damn plane and I went on my vacation and I just sat on a couch for a week, but it was still my vacation and I wasn't gonna miss it just because of a stupid leg. So I can see where she's coming from in that she would still want to compete in the competition regardless of her leg. Yet, at the same time, the moment that was chosen to eliminate her was 100% produced. They would have known beforehand. It just makes sense to do it during the, you know, right after the lip sync for your life and be like, hey, neither of you are going home, you're going home. The Ru leaving the stage part is still what confuses me just a little bit, because was it like they were still on the fence about whether or not they were going to let her compete with this injury, or what was it that, you know, made them wait till that moment to tell, you know, Ru? Because the entire time that they're in the back in Untucked and Ru is, you know, talking to the judges about everyone's thing, you would think the producers could come out and talk to them then. But to make it, you know, a TV show and make it the sitting on the edge of your seat, what's gonna happen next moment, the producers had to tell Ru on screen to, like, come and talk to us off screen so we could tell you to go back on screen to eliminate Eureka. So I think you're both right. If you look at it as a whole, it just makes sense TV-wise. It makes a good TV moment. I mean, we've all been talking about it for a while now. And, you know, I mean, anybody who talks bad on a show, reality show or whatever, it's probably your smart, best idea to apologize or try to mend any fences or anything that might make you look bad, unless you want to look bad once you leave. I mean, certain people didn't apologize for things that they've done on the show in the past, and that's caused them to get hate. And I think Eureka's definitely received hate for being kind of mean to some of the queens, but, you know, she's out, She'll come back next year, we'll see how she does then. I'm looking forward to seeing her on next season. So let's go to the new day in the workroom when Ru announces to the queens that it's going to be Snatch Game, and everyone's like, you know, I'm still missing mini challenges. I know we had one last week, but I'm like, couldn't you do like the reading challenge or do something before the Snatch Game? It's okay. I'll take it. I'll take what we can get. And in the workroom, you know, Ru's doing her thing, telling the queens you gotta be funny, step it up, this and that and the other. And I'm like, she's giving Nina a pep talk. So I'm like, Nina, you gotta pull it through. This is basically Ru being like, if you don't do it this time, you'll be in the bottom. You know, so I'm like, Nina Bobina Brown, please step it up. We're all rooting for you. Come on. So that happened. And then Sasha Velour, she asks her to do, I don't remember now. Long story short, she didn't like her second option, so she would make her first option funny. And I was really nervous for Sasha Velour because, you know, when Ru tells you, like, you gotta be funny or step it up or whatever, I'm worried for you. You're worried for that queen. Alexis Michelle tells Ru she's doing Liza Minnelli, and Ru is like over the moon excited. I don't think we've seen Ru that excited since, well, actually she really freaked out when Nina Bonina said she was doing Jasmine Masters, but then I'm like, doesn't Ru kind of always like forget the past queens' names? Like, does she remember Jasmine Masters? But then again, Jasmine Masters, she's like an icon on the internets of the drag race, so I'm sure Ru knows who she is. And so, yeah, she was really excited about finding out about Liza Minnelli. I mean, majority of us definitely were. I think the last time Ru was that excited was probably when Bianca Del Rio said she was gonna do Judge Judy. Because I think Ru's mind just went when Bianca Del Rio said she was gonna do that. And when Ru starts talking to Cynthia about Cynthia doing Sofia Vergara, I was just like, cuckoo, you are not gonna be able to pull this off. I am so sorry, you are going home tonight. Right away calling it. She is definitely up for elimination, and she was last week too, so she's not in a good spot. Whew. And then Ru announces that the runway for this week is a night of 1,000 Madonnas, the chic wool, and kimono, you better don't wear no kimonos or you're gonna get off my stage. Off my set, just go home. Now, I still feel like one of them probably should have done a kimono, but do it to like the point of no return, like just slay it and prove all the people in the past who did kimono, you ain't as good as my kimono. So I thought maybe someone would do a kimono, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So let's go to the Snatch Game, where our guest contestants are Dennis O'Hare and Candice Kane. And I'm just gonna go through each queen real quick, say who they did and what I thought of their performance. So Trinity Taylor did Amanda Lepore. I thought she looked great, but overall her performance was kind of like, meh. Sasha Velour did Marlena Dietrich, and I'm definitely butchering that name, but you know what? Sasha did not butcher that Snatch Game performance. She freaking had me laughing out loud. Have I heard of the character that she did? Yes. Do I know anything more than that? No, I'm sorry. I'm going to educate myself. Forgive me, internet. I'm 25. I'm sorry. I'm young. I'm a youngin'. Sometimes I don't know everything. But I'm going to definitely look into her because Sasha's Snatch Game just snatched me. It was great. Aja did Alyssa Edwards, and it was, you know, Nina Bonina Brown and her Jasmine Masters was freaking brilliant. So funny. Oh, so good. Nobody could do Jasmine the way Nina did Jasmine. Jasmine couldn't even do Jasmine the way Nina did Jasmine. That was just everything. Little Miss Pheromone did Gigi Gorgeous. I love YouTube, so I've been following Gigi forever. She looked like Gigi. She did certain little things that Gigi would do. You could get Gigi-isms from Farrah, but she really wasn't like funny. She was just, and Gigi can be funny. You gotta do that like flirty laugh thing and definitely throwing lots of makeup, constantly throwing makeup, interact with the other queens, whatever, you know? But she just wasn't funny. But appearance-wise, she nailed it. And then Alexis Michelle's Liza Minnelli was like, knocked that out of the park, down the freeway, over the highway, all those things mean the same thing, and just went into outer space. Killed it. She did Liza like amazing. And you know, Jinx Monsoon does Liza a lot for the Bots tour, and I've seen, you know, I don't know, I can't remember who she did when I saw her live, come to think of it. But I've definitely seen her do the Liza one online, and Jinx Monsoon kills Liza Minnelli, but Alexis Michelle killed Liza Minnelli, so I was super excited that she did that. Peppermint's Nene Leaks had a lot of holes in it, and it was drippy and runny and crusty and not good. I was kind of sad about that, because I was like, girl, she could serve me some Nene. But no. We don't want Nene. Not from Peppermint, no Nene. Oh my god, Miss freaking Valentina, Miss Universe, Miss Columbia, Miss, oh my gosh, made me piss my pants. I am definitely now on Valentina's train. She won me with this one. Pre-season, I didn't like Valentina. Beginning of the season, there was moments I liked her, moments I didn't. This performance, oh, it's so good. Smart character choice. So smart, because that is so relevant. The way she reacted to Rue, Steve Harvey, that whole thing, I couldn't. Right off the bat, first thing they had Valentina say was so funny. Just 100% good. Just loved it. The tears, everything, I can't. That is one of my favorite Snatch Game performances, I think, so far. I just thought it was so funny and like not what I was expecting her to do at all. Shea Coulee's Naomi Campbell was really funny, looked great. She really felt like one of the only people who interacted with other queens that we saw. Usually there's some like bonus footage on Logo TV. I'm gonna look it up and see if there's more, but so far I've only seen what's on the show. Kind of interested to see if there's any more interactions between everyone, because I feel like that was kind of, you know, not a thing. But Shea was hilarious. Let us all just have a moment of silence for the cuckoo. I'm sorry, Sofia Vergara, if you had to watch that. Because that was not you, that was Cynthia. And you might be a little confused as to what you just watched, but we all are. And it was cuckoo. And not in the cuckoo meaning Cynthia way, the cuckoo meaning like just some kooky shit we just watched, and it was not good. No, not good at all. So then moving along to Elimination Day, we have got Peppermint tells the queens that she is trans, and honestly I didn't know that the queens didn't know that. I guess because they told us right away. And I thought that, you know, all the New York queens would already know that because they work with her. So I can't tell if they didn't know or they did know or what's going on, but congratulations to Peppermint for coming out to all of her sisters and all of that. And I saw that she's doing a cool on her YouTube channel, she's doing a cool little series about becoming trans. So if you want to check that out, I suggest checking out her channel. You know, she's doing cool things. And her channel name is Miss Pepper Space Mint. And yeah, check her out. Now let's talk about the runway looks, the 1,000 Madonnas, but really, again, repeats of Madonna. Now, we know that they get a list of looks, okay, that are possible things that are gonna happen when we go into the season. That tea has been spilt in the past. They're given, you know, a larger list than obviously what is all, it's not all used for the season, but they're given a list of looks to bring, to prepare, so that they're not totally unprepared. For stuff like this, you kind of need to prepare in advance. Bring 2 looks. If anything has taught us anything in the past, for Gaga, they should have brought 2 looks. For each Gaga look, bring 2 looks. For Madonna, bring 2 looks, just in case another one of these bitches has brought a look. Like, because Trinity and Nina, same look. Peppermint and Shea Coulee, basically the same look. Change what you wore. If anything, they should have had like what Valentina did in their back damn pocket. In case, you know, someone copied my outfit, let me do the censor thing because I can make that out of paper. Or look, bring something that you just change it. If someone's wearing the same thing as you, just change it up. Change it up. At least Nina, yes, her and Trinity did the same thing, but Nina did it differently. And them commenting on Peppermint's dress being pink, when she turned around, it literally looked like the skirt from literally the episode she wore 2 times in a row now. So, Peppermint, start wearing the color mint if you need to, but stop wearing that pink, silky skirt-looking material thing because you just are looking the same every episode, and I'm like, girl, I follow you on the internet. You are great. I really like you, but like, and, oh, I wanted to comment on her Snatch Game. The way she was freezing up doing Nene Leaks really reminded me of the way she acted in the Good Morning Bitches episode, because I don't know if it's the acting thing or, you know, the pressure of being like asked a question, you're kind of improving, but you're kind of scripted. I don't know if that really, you know, messes with her, because that's the second time now where her like, she's very in her head doing those competitions. So I'm like, you know, this is a clear issue that you're having. So hopefully maybe in the future she can fix that a little bit, because then we'd be like, yeah, you did really good this time. Just an observation I made. Let me know if you thought the same. So as for the looks though, I think Valentina's, Sasha's, Farrah's, those were my favorite. I'm gonna say those were my favorite, because like I said, 2 of them did the same thing, another 2 of them did the same thing, so those are just exited out. They're not my favorites at all. Oh, and then Cynthia Lee Fontaine. Again, girl, it looked like she had a mustache. I wrote down she had, it looked like she had a mustache on my sheet while I was watching. And then later, Michelle says the same thing. I'm like, yes, I'm not the only one. It was real weird. And Alexis and Aja's were okay. Actually, well, Alexis looked really good. Aja was more on the okay compared to Alexis, I think. But they both did pretty good. So Alexis Michelle ends up winning this week's competition for her Liza Minnelli, and can you blame her? She did freaking awesome. And then comes a lip sync. We've got Music by Madonna. Such an icon, such an iconic song, like yes! And who's in the bottom 2? Peppermint and Cynthia, which I predicted actually all the way up here. Earlier in the episode when Peppermint actually does come out as trans to her sisters, I thought to myself, oh, she's gonna be in the bottom, because A, Snatch Game wasn't that good, B, she was literally the only person who got, I think, extra story time in the episode. Usually we get a couple little storylines going on in the getting ready for the runway moment, but I think she was the only one, so I was like, oh, something's up. So Peppermint's in the bottom with Cynthia Lee Fontaine. I don't think anyone would be surprised seeing that as a thing. Then the lip sync happens. And let me just tell you, that was one of my favorite lip syncs I have ever seen. Peppermint destroyed, crushed, beat it, killed it, loved it. Oh my god. Peppermint's performance, I watched it like 5 or 6 times. Hilarious. Knew all the words. On point. Dancing was good. She looked good. It was just like, it didn't even matter if what Cynthia was doing. Anytime she was on the screen, I'm like, no, give me Peppermint, give me Peppermint. I just want the whole song of Peppermint doing the whole song, because it was so good. You can't, that lip sync there makes my top 10 for sure. I've made a video in the past, you can watch it here, of my favorite lip syncs on RuPaul's Drag Race history, and that one is being added to the list, and actually pretty high up on the list, because that was freaking epic. Best lip sync of this season, that's for sure. Overall, I'm not disappointed with this episode at all. I feel like this one has been one of the better episodes of the season, but then again, they do this every season, so, you know, if this is what we wait for. This is it, you know? I mean, obviously, it's not all we wait for, but it's a huge fan favorite for sure. And I always think they should do like a live version of it, do like live Snatch Game when they do DragCon, because I think that would be really funny to do a live version, but they don't do it. But I think that they should. Don't you think that they should? So if you guys want me to comment on one of your comments about this episode, leave it in the comments down below and I will read it. And if I really like it and have something else to say that I want to get in detail with, we'll talk about it in the next episode. So leave a comment down below, make it good. So, you know, give me something to talk about, something extra to talk about. And I also love hearing what other people have to say. It's actually really great talking to everyone and, you know, relating what we think about the show. That's why I make these videos, it's just fun. So let me know in the comments down below what you thought. Who was your favorite Snatch Game? If you were gonna do Snatch Game, who would you do? Snatch Game, cool. Thumbs up for Snatch Game. And also hit the subscribe button, because like I totally do this every week and I've been doing it for a long time, and I just appreciate your subscription, you know? It's cool, it's free, just click it, you know? Anyways, thanks for watching this episode, everyone. Once again, my name is Melissa Strange, and until next time, stay strange.